Please give a very warm welcome to Tyler Wu, Global Managing Director at BlueHelix.
And my name is Tyler, and today's topic is the hash function of crypto trading. So I want to start from my background. So I have been doing the exchange business for 3 years, and I studied from Huobi, which is one of the biggest exchange in the world. And after I founded Huobi Korea, Huobi Singapore, and Huobi Vietnam, I left Huobi. Why? Because I started a new venture, BlueHelix. So I was working with my partner, James. He's the founder of BlueHelix, and he's the ex-CTO of Huobi. And so let's take a glance about our BlueHelix. So can you work on that? Okay, so there's a few numbers. The first one is the $20 million fundraising last year, and we already got 5 million registered users and $6 billion worth of custodian assets on our platform, and the top 15 CMC rating on BTC 20 pairs. And we got 130 clients, exchange client partners in 5 months. That means pretty much every day we open a new exchange in the world. And we also launched our BlueHelix chain testnet after 11 months development, yes. And we also running our self-operation exchange within 12 months with 0 failure. And we have 6 offices globally and 65 team members all over the world. And let's see our investors. So funny thing is the first one is Huobi. So we are competitors, and OK Coin, OKX. They are competitors too, but both of them investors. And Nordic Capital, and Cities, and Genesis, and Intai. Intai's LP is Jack Ma, Alibaba. And we also have another round for the token. We get investment from the institutional, over 40 of them, and the Secure will take part in. They already take part in, right? And we have 3 core businesses. The first one is BlueHelix Cloud. And the second one is BlueHelix Self-Operation Exchange. And the last one is BlueHelix Chain. Okay, I will introduce my team. So the co-founding team are coming from the first tier of tech company or financial company. Let's see, Google, Alibaba, Tencent, Barclays, and Huobi. And James G, he's the founder and the CEO of BlueHelix. He's not here today. And he's ex-CTO of Huobi Global. And then he left Huobi and he joined X Financial. X Financial just listed on New York Stock Exchange last September. And after, this is me. You already know me. And I founded Kaspersky, right? I used to work with Kaspersky several years ago. And this is our financial team. They're working in Wall Street for 10 years. And our tech team, they are in the top technology team like Tencent, Alibaba, and Google, and all of them have more than 15 years experience in this field. And our BD and operation team. So let's talk about the trading. So when I think about trading, every time the first word jump into my mind is the volume. So then I check on the CoinMarketCap. I checked the Bitcoin trading volume yesterday. It's $20,489 million per day. So I wonder who behind of this trading, who contribute all the big amount of trading volume. Then I visit and I interviewed a lot of industry players in the past several months. So I have a talk with them, have a dinner with them, and I summarize like those different type of traders. First one is market makers. Those people, they provide the liquidity. That means if you want to buy and sell Bitcoin, they will provide you this kind of service, not the exchange. And the second one is the institutional investors. They hold a big amount of fund, And they are pros. They use strategy and the trading tools to get advantage from this market. And the retailer and the individual investor, they are like us, the majorities. We just buy Bitcoin, hold it, and sell it. That's it. But maybe some of them, they will do the daily trading, but not too much. And the hedgers, they are like miners. When they mine Bitcoin, they buy the mining machine, they set up a factory, everything like that, they are long the Bitcoin. So sometimes the Bitcoin price drop down, they have to hedge it. So these hedgers and the speculators, so the people, they want to take a very high risk, but they expect very high, the investment return. And arbitrager, they do the risk-free arbitrage on the market. Maybe every transaction make a little bit of money, but they make many of them. So after the interview, I was thinking, what factors really affect the outcome for the traders' performance? So I get these factors, the 4 factors. So first one is security, and it's followed by the stability and the liquidity and the product. So what does that mean? For example, so when you want to make money by invest Bitcoin, you have to deposit your Bitcoin to exchange, right? You have to do that, otherwise you cannot trade. Even you can do a OTC, you have to find a third party, you have to trust him. So what if this exchange being hacked, like Mt. Gox, right? 7 years ago, Mt. Gox be hacked, and a lot of money was stolen by the hacker. And otherwise, maybe the CEO just run away. And sometimes they claim death. So your Bitcoin will not belong to you. So for the stability, so many of us made this situation. When the Bitcoin market price dropped like 20% within 1 hour, you want to access your exchange, you want to sell or buy your Bitcoin. The thing is, at that peak time, you cannot access exchange, right? Then you miss the opportunities. And sometimes the system needs to upgrade. The upgrade, they take a few hours, even a few days. But during this time, maybe the price changed a lot. You lost your opportunity as well. So what happens for the liquidities? So most people know when you want to participate in the market, you have to buy Bitcoin. But some people can buy Bitcoin, let's say 9,000 US dollars. But if with a low liquidity exchange, you have to pay extra to buy it. Like say you have to pay extra $100 or $200 to buy 1 Bitcoin. That's a disadvantage of it. And even though in the big move of market, so you don't have the ability to sell all of the tokens, and it can cause you a lot of loss. And for the last one is product. So many of the exchanges, they only have the spot trading function. So let's think about this. If under the bear market, how could you hedge it? So the price keep going down. If you can you sell your Bitcoin, short Bitcoin in a future function, then you can make money, right? So is there any better solution? Let's think about this. So we look very deeply and look very closely to this 4-part aspect. We come up with this solution. The first one for the security. For the security part, the current situation, the essential matters of the security is the solution is highly dependent on the people and the policy. What does that mean? So if you deposit your money or Bitcoin into exchange, they will do the transfer. So we call it do the fund concentration. So normally they transfer all the money to one account, and this account is controlled by the CEO or the CEO of the exchange, maybe his wife or husband. So it's very, very risky. But our fundamental assumption is we do not trust people. Anyway, because we can use the technique to resolve this problem. The thing is, we use blockchain as a decentralized custody solution and to protect our investors. So how could we do that? Firstly, we make our private key decentralized. So we don't hold the private key of our customers. It's decentralized. And the second one, we use a custody also in the different nodes. So no single nodes can hold the full key, the entire key by single nodes. And by the way, it's cross-chain. It supports Bitcoin, Ethereum, US, Dash, etc. The mainstream tokens, we support all of that. And the last one, we provide the clearing and the settlement. It's naturally done by the blockchain technology. Okay, after all of these, we make the whole thing transparency. So you can check everything on the blockchain browsers. So after that, how about the stability? So the thing is, in this early stage, everybody know blockchain is like 5 years old baby. So nobody can build up a real infrastructure of this industry. So that's why we step out. Our team dedicated on this field for more than 1.5 years. So we build a financial live system, and we provide unrestricted API and 99% usability. So let's take an example of the upgrade. So some exchange upgrade the system, even spend a few days, but our upgrade every day, but without any downtime. So even though we want to restart or update our matching system, so every time we just spend less than 6 seconds. So the yearly, we just spend less than 10 minutes to update the matching system. It's very hard to do that. And I come up with like 6 key points. I will mention that. The first one is we have 2.4 million transactions per second, and no single point of failure. That means no matter which server get crashed, so this server cannot impact the whole system. The system will running as normal. And the high performance, you can place 30,000 orders per second, and the low latency. Let's see, our market push less than 5 milliseconds. And for the API side, we provide over 300 APIs that allow you to build up a new exchange. Yeah, and the last one, we support you to customize your server. And the last one, not the last one, the third one is our liquidity. So normally it's just to pay for the market makers to provide the liquidity for the exchange, but the result is not that good. So that's we design a new product. We call it dark pool. So the idea is quite simple. We just connect all the world's major exchange in the world. We link all the liquidity together, and we provide this service to our clients. Let's see, we can integrate the derivatives, the OTC, and the spot trading. We support like 50 plus mainstream token already, and we open the API for our market makers. Let's do a comparison between BlueHelix and Huobi. You can see the order books for the BTC. So actually, the liquidity is a little bit better than Huobi right now. You can check it at any time. And the last one is product. So normally the exchange can do only either with the OTC trading or spot trading or the contract. We can do everything. Spot trading, perpetual contracts, leverage, margin trading, IEO staking, and options, OTC, and mining, etc. So after we launch our product from this May, and we get a lot of positive feedback from market. So, but we only have 65 people. We cannot do everything, right? So we don't want to grow like 1,000 people in our company. We cannot manage it. So our story is we want to integrate everything into one cloud. Then we provide this cloud service to our partners who want to set up a new exchange, but they don't have any technology or ability to do all those things. So let's see what we can do, what we can provide. So if you can spend like a few $1,000, you can set up a new exchange by our service. It's cost efficient. And then we share the liquidity with you. Of those, we give you the same system stability and the same security level as we are, and we share our source code. You can design your own UI and UX. You cannot tell is use our technology and use the database, even though we also can provide a consultant service and help you to kick off from scratch. We spend a lot of time to help our clients from 0 to 1. And I want to, there's a lot more features on our platform. I want to make one example about flexible marketing tools. So we allow our partners to do self-coin listing, to do airdrop system, and multi-layer rebates, and the community partnership mechanism, and the lock-up functions. There's many, many more coming soon. So it's pretty easy to set up a new exchange. Just let me know your needs. And after then, we customize your solution, and you can launch it within 1 day. Okay? So that's all. Thank you, everybody. And you can visit my booth at S5. Have a nice day.